New joys added to your life. Wonderful concept, isn't it? And it's absolutely possible. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about first kind of the negative part, and then we're going to transition to the positive part. And the negative part is most people are just whining and moaning and complaining. Well, maybe not most people, but sure are a lot of people whining, complaining, and everything's not their fault. It's somebody else's fault, and they're expecting the government to come in and fix them. And, they just moan and complain about everything. And those people, they're never, ever, ever, ever happy. Right? You're right. Now I want to bring you to Job 2:4. Job 2:4 is a profound verse where Satan says, skin for skin, all that a man has he'll give to save his flesh. And my question is, why in the world would people do that? Why are they holding on? Why? I mean, here's my dilemma. They're whining, moaning, bellyaching. Talk about politics, they're whining. America is one of the best countries in the world to live in. People are dying to get here, pay thousands of dollars to get here, but we're moaning and complaining, and we were born here. We know this place inside out. Talk about sports. People are going to whine. They changed the rules. They did that. They did whatever. It's COVID, Whine, whine, whine. Talk about going out to eat and the poor service that we often get. Whine, whine, whine. They just go on and on it goes. Medical care. One of the best medical systems in the world. I know it's got problems. And so some people, all they can do is whine and complain about it. Now, if they're never, ever happy with anything, then why are they trying to hold on to this life? Why is it that they will give every last thing they have to get one more day? Take one more breath, have one more miserable, horrible, no good, very bad day here in America, the place they seem to hate so much. Well, I have an opinion. You knew I did, didn't you? Well, I'm a preacher. I'm supposed to have an opinion. I think they're hoping for one more happy day. I think actually life is not as miserable as they think it is, or else they wouldn't be so eager to hang on to it and spend everything they have to hold on for it just a little bit longer. I mean, everybody thinks there's a better life over there somewhere. Now, I know our religious ideas vary quite a bit on that and who gets to enjoy that better life, but almost everyone I ever talk to anticipates a better life in the afterlife. But they don't want to leave this one. They don't want to leave today. They don't want to leave tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not ever. And I'm like, I think they got a lot more good in their life than they realize, and they just got no bad habit of whining and complaining, and they need to make themselves grow up, take thoughts captive, and start learning to count their blessings. We have that old song we sing, count your blessings, name them one by one. I literally challenge people from time to time, count your blessings. Everything. I want you to be trivial. I want you to count your blessings. So you got up this morning, you went in the restroom to brush your teeth. Wait a minute, you have a restroom? Indoor plumbing? Oh, that's really nice. I opened the drawer and I pulled out my toothbrush and my toothpaste. Do you know toothpaste is a relatively modern invention? But we got it now. And I didn't have to put it on my finger. I got a neat little toothbrush, which I got for free from my dentist. That rocks pretty well. And so now I've got a free toothbrush. I've got toothpaste. Wasn't really expensive. I'm living in a modern house with indoor plumbing, electricity to turn the lights on because I'm up before daylight. I'm like, whoa, this just rocks. So I finally get through, use my 99-cent order of floss, and head on into the kitchen. Flip on another light, modern electricity. There we go again, right? At least didn't have to go out and start the generator. And then I walk over to the coffee pot, and yes, I'm a coffee drinker. So one of the first things I do is I turn on the coffee pot. And it brews a wonderful pot of coffee. And I have to figure out when I'm setting it up, which kind of coffee do I want today? Because I've got all kinds of multiple kinds of coffee. Do I want with cream, without cream? What do I want in it? There's just, wow, there's a lot of blessings there. And then I turn around and get something else to drink while my coffee's brewing, and I get to pick from I don't know how many things, everything from water to some really exotic blends of flavor that I happen to like. And I'm like, man, some people would think they were in heaven if they were living my life. And then I start making my breakfast. And I'll go through all of that process, and I have a fork to beat my eggs, which is awesome. You imagine if you had to beat your eggs with your hand? You'd have to go out in the yard and get a stick and beat your eggs? No, I've got a fork. And when I'm through with it, there's a dishwasher to put it in. Now, this is the idea about counting your blessing. We run through this awesome, wonderful, fantastic life that people are dying to get here, and we run past all of these blessings. If you can't see them, then you need to find somebody who's from a third world country visiting America and sit down with them and say, tell me the blessings you see. And I think they'll surprise you, because they'll see blessings everywhere. And I think they'll also tell you, you think you got problems in your country? Come back to my country and let me show you what real problems are. So we keep hanging on because we know, even if we're bad habitual whiners, we know life is good. Life is awesome. Satan is right. We don't want to let it go. If all of us could set our calendar to decide when we die, I would almost guess every single one of us would have a date somewhere beyond 100 years. Now, if you could really push it, we'd be like some of those Old Testament characters and have dates several hundred years out. But you get the idea. Life's awesome. We have new joys all the time if we'll just open our eyes and see them. Now, I get it's not that they're brand new. They've been there all along. We just forgot to count them. Start counting them. Man, you know, a joy doesn't have to be the top number one biggest blessing of all time. I just like my gold-toed socks. Well, that's pretty comfortable when my feet are cold. There's another blessing. Put it on the list. On and on those things go. Invest in good thoughts. Now, I don't want you to be naive. Don't do that. And just ignore everything that needs to be fixed. Fix what needs to be fixed. Address it. Do what you can. Be constructive. But when it comes to investing your emotional energy, invest your emotional energy in what's good. And now if you can get the whole Christian concept of this world is not my home, I'm just passing through, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I can learn to bring thoughts into captivity, and I can learn to use struggles to the glory of God. Now we have a whole brand new category of joys that aren't available to the non-Christians because they're all materialistically focused on me, this life and materialism. But when you add heaven to that, then it starts bringing new joys into life today. The blessings of heaven don't just start after you die. They start today when that hope and that expectation and that faith and that love starts growing in your heart. And now you have a whole new crop of joys. And if you'll think about that one, and then try to count your blessings, you better get a ream of paper, because it's going to take you a while to put down all of your tangible blessings, your intangible blessings, your spiritual blessings, and the anticipation of your eternal blessings. So we got a lot to think about. This is going to take up most of your day. Put your comments below. And as always, have a great day.